In the headlines, 24-hour curfew still in effect in Kano after tribunal verdict. Condemnation trials murder of veteran journalist in Zamfara. CBN postpones monetary policy committee meeting indefinitely. And away from Nigeria, Ostet Niger leader appeals to ECOWAS court to free him. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. And now the news in full. Kano residents are complying with the 24-hour curfew imposed on Kano after the governorship election petition tribunal voided the election victory of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. The curfew was declared to avoid a breakdown of law and order, according to the police. Major streets were empty with only security operatives manning strategic locations. The State Commissioner of Police, Hussein Gomel, in a statement said the restriction order begins from 6 p.m. on Wednesday to 6 p.m. on Thursday. Gomel vowed to ensure strict compliance with the order, warning that defaulters will be arrested and made to face the wrath of the law. The said governor has called for calm, saying he has instructed his legal team to appeal the tribunal's judgment, which he described his loss at the tribunal as a temporary setback. The Enugu State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal has upheld the election of Peter Mba of the People's Democratic Party in the March 18, 2023 poll. The Labour Party governorship candidate Chijioke Ediok had approached the tribunal to challenge the declaration on the grounds that Mba was not qualified to stand for the election due to an alleged forgery of his National Youth Service Corps NYSC certificate and cases of overvoting in Odono, Nkanu East and Enugu East local government areas. But the tribunal chaired by Justice Kudrat Morayo Akanu dismissed all grounds of the petition. He stated that NYSC is not a requirement for contesting for the office of the governor, adding that there is nowhere and the NYSC certificate was attached to the documents the governor submitted to INEC. On the LP candidate's claim of wrong computation of results in Odono local government, the panel said the petitioner failed to prove this case. The court said witnesses called by Ediok gave the same testimonies for different polling units and wards even though they are in different local governments. The panel also said that LP's witnesses were not duly accredited agents by INEC, which makes their testimony invalid. Now, the Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Gombe has ordered a run at Kumo Eastward polling unit in Akko local government area of Gombe State. The tribunal also ordered INEC to withdraw the certificate of return issued to the serving Speaker of the Gombe State House of Assembly, Abubakar Muhammad Lugeruo of the All Progressive Congress APC, who represent Akko Central State constituency. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
According to the panel led by Justice Moroni Keji Obadina, the tribunal acknowledged the submissions of the petitioners, Bashir Abdullahi of the People's Democratic Party PDP, challenging the elections in 5 polling units in 2 wards of Akko Central and Kumo East of Akko local government of the state, where there were alleged reports of non-compliance with the electoral guidelines. The tribunal, in its judgment, ordered a rerun within the next 30 days in Kumo East 018 to ascertain the actual winner between Lugereo of the All Progressive Congress and Bashir Abdullahi of the People's Democratic Party PDP. Counsel to the petitioner Sati Benjamin spoke to Trust TV on the matter through the phone.
I will say it is victory to democracy, and regardless of what comes out after the appeal, if there is one, or the supplementary election in that unit, at least the justice has taken its course. The ordinary man who sees around knows that if you have a gross and you come to court, the court would attend to and do justice in the matter.
Meanwhile, counsel to the defendant, Caleb Obale, said he is waiting for the next line of action from his principal.
So there was no record of any votes from that unit. So the court is arguing that that polling unit has 600 plus registered voters, and that the margin of win between my client and the petitioner is not up to 600. As it is not up to 600, the 600 votes in that polling unit can make a difference.
The tribunal also ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC to withdraw the certificate of return issued to the Speaker Abubakar Muhammad Lugereo and conduct a rerun election. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Daily Trust reporter in Kano, Salim Ibrahim, is joining us to give us an update on the curfew imposed by the state government of Kano. Hello, Salim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, now to go right into it, how is the situation in Kano? Has the curfew been lifted?
Well, the curfew is still on, but I just spoke with the police public relations officer in Kano, Abdullahi Haruna Kiawa, and he confirmed to me that any moment from now, we will be having an update on the curfew. The security heads in the state are already in a meeting now, currently. And any moment from now, they will issue a statement in that regard.
All right, please ensure if there is any progress to keep us in the loop at its progress.
All right.
All right, Daily Trust, Salim Ibrahim, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now, as the Plateau Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal gets set to deliver judgment on Friday in the suit filed by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Nentowe Yelwalda, challenging the election of Governor Caleb Mutfwang of the PDP. Residents of Jos, the state capital, are appealing to supporters of both parties to remain calm. The residents are making the call in view of the apprehension over who will become victorious during the judgment. Ado Musa completes the report.
Following the nullification of the elections of some PDP lawmakers by the National Assembly Elections Tribunal in the state, there have been accusations and counter-accusations between APC and PDP, with both rejecting the judgment against their members. Panel 1 of the tribunal in its earlier judgment ruled in favor of the APC candidate, while Panel 2 of the tribunal passed its judgment in favor of the PDP. After the judgment, members of both PDP and APC have been accusing each other of making unguarded comments capable of causing violence ahead of the judgment day. Worried by this development, the residents are calling on the party's supporters to conduct themselves peacefully and accept the outcome of the tribunal in the spirit of sportsmanship.
My prayer on the forthcoming judgment on Plateau State Tribunal, Election Tribunal, is to pray that justice should prevail, and whoever justice favor and whoever justice should not favor, everybody should take it with good faith so that the Plateau State can remain in peace and harmony and tranquility.
Once is after election, there is a winner and a loser, and there are a tribunal where the original winner will be declared. And I'm praying for, if you have won, you have won.
God should intervene, that we should have peace. Anybody that win, we just accept it like that. And the judges should fear God.
The residents, however, advise whichever political party that is not satisfied with the judgment to seek redress at a higher court as enshrined in the Constitution. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Zamfara Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists (NUJ) on Wednesday confirmed the murder of Hamisu Danjibga, the state correspondent of the Voice of Nigeria (VON). A statement issued in Gusau by the state NUJ secretary Ibrahim Ahmed said that the body of the deceased was dumped in a soakaway by those who murdered him. Danjibga had been missing for 3 days before his corpse was found. Sources said that the family was initially contacted to pay 1 million naira for his release, but the figure was raised by the faceless persons suspected of his murder. News Agency of Nigeria also gathered that the police had arrested one person suspected of involvement in the killing of the veteran journalist. The NUJ extended its condolences to the deceased family, VON, and the people of Zamfara State. It urged security agencies to thoroughly investigate the matter and bring the perpetrators of the dastardly act to justice. The deceased has been buried in Gusau according to Islamic injunctions. Earlier, a veteran journalist and member of the Zamfara State Correspondent Chapel of Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Ibrahim Kanoma, gives an update on the incident.
Honestly, it is a sad story. We were with him on Friday, only to get the news that by Sunday he is missing. So we try all we can to see how we can help, but later on they use his number to text us that they need 1 million naira for a start. Later on they said they need 7 million naira, while the police were on the issue. Then suddenly, yesterday, while we were at the press center about 5 o'clock, we were called to come and identify a dead body in a gutter. So we all rushed there. When we rushed there, it was identified it was Hamisu Danjibga that was killed and dumped into that gutter. And the most unfortunate is soakaway, not even gutter, it's soakaway. And the most unfortunate thing is that those people who killed him and dumped him in that soakaway, they sealed the soakaway very close to his house. Very, very close to his house. The smelling started oozing out. People started to complain of something smelling very, very nasty. Then it's begun to search. Then they discovered that smell is coming from that soakaway. When they opened it, it was Hamisu Danjibga that was in that soakaway. So it was a terrible situation. It was, honestly. Initially, we thought it was bandits, but from what happened and the information we gathered from his neighbors, it was not bandit per se, but maybe some people within this vicinity. And I think we cannot empty the police because the police are on it. But we are made to understand the police has made some arrest. And as later on, when I was starting to speak to by 2 o'clock, we were with the police. And they told us that they are making effort and they have made some arrests. So we cannot say really now who are involved until the police finish their investigation. Well, Hamisu, I knew Hamisu long ago, even before Zamfara was created. But when we came to Zamfara, we became so much very close to each other. And he's quite a humble and gentleman. He works for Voice of Nigeria and some media outfits, both print and electronic media. He works for Voice of Nigeria. And later, just recent, he was working with Vision FM station in Zamfara here, and so many other both local and international organizations. He was quite a humble man, quite all right, honestly.
In the meantime, the International Press Institute, IPI Nigeria, on Thursday called on the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies, including the State Security Service SSS, to immediately launch an investigation into the abduction and subsequent killing of Hamisu Danjibga, a reporter with Voice of Nigeria, VON, in Zamfara State. In a press statement issued by its legal advisor, Toby Soneye, IPI Nigeria, which described the circumstances surrounding the abduction and killing of the journalist as both shocking and deeply concerning, said the brazeness with which Danjibga was abducted and killed in a major city like Gusau is an indication of how unsafe Nigeria has become. IPI Nigeria therefore reiterated its call for a swift and thorough investigation into the abduction and murder of Hamisu Danjibga to ensure that those responsible are brought to justice. It also called for increased security measures to protect journalists and citizens in all parts of Nigeria. The House of Representatives has met with the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps over the kidnapping of 8 corps members in Zamfara State. Chairman of the committee, Martin Sesen, said the meeting became imperative as the House was worried by the situation and wants to know what the NYSC was doing to effect the release of the corps members. Report.
Over 30 days ago, gunmen abducted 8 National Youth Service Corps NYSC members in Zamfara State. Report has it that the corps members were traveling in an Akwa Ibom Transport Company bus from Uyo, Akwa Ibom State to Sokoto for the 1-year national service when their vehicle was intercepted by the hoodlums. The House of Representatives is worried about the situation and called for an interactive meeting with the management of the scheme. Chairman of the committee, Martins Essen, says the House is open to supporting the scheme and is confident that with the efforts and collaborations being made so far, the kidnapped corps members will soon be reunited with the family.
We want a situation where we don't continue to talk about the same matter every time. So we'd like to also know what the scheme is putting in place going forward to see that we don't find ourselves in this kind of situation. And just hear from you what you have done, the level of empathy you have shown in touching base with the families of this corps member.
Members of the committee also sought to find out what the NYSC is doing to improve the scheme.
I'm aware that staff of INEC enjoy what is called hazard allowance. I don't know if this is part of what the corps members are enjoying, because they are exposed into dangers, which is also part of the hazard.
I want to know if there is any plan or program for corps members after the 1-year mandatory program. If there is any exit plan for them, dealing with the current issue at hand. What are the measures we are equally putting in place that a recurrence of such issue does not happen?
The Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Yusheu Ahmed, while responding to questions, said the scheme has been interacting with the kidnappers and assured the House that the abducted corps members will soon be released. The committee urged the NYSC management team to visit the families of the kidnapped corps members and empathize with them.
The lifeless body of a 26-year-old female student of the National Open University of Nigeria, NOUN, Blessing Karami, who was declared missing on September 11th, has been found. Karami was declared missing after leaving her place of work in Garki, Abuja on a fateful day, but her family broke the news of her death on Wednesday evening. The deceased elder brother, Genesis Moses Karami, who relocated from Kaduna to Abuja to lead the search, said her decomposing body was discovered in the bush in Karamo district of the Federal Capital Territory. He disclosed that the police had arrested one Aminu, an alleged boyfriend to the deceased, who was questioned regarding her disappearance. Meanwhile, the late student's brother was also at the station explaining to the Divisional Police Officer, DPO. The Police Public Relations Officer of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Josephine Adi, confirmed the tragic incident. You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming off after the break, we take a look at lopsided appointments in government. Details of that and more after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV, and here is a recap of some of our top stories. Kano State residents comply with 24-hour curfew imposed after tribunal verdict. And condemnation trails murder of journalists in Zamfara State. Now to more news. The Lagos State Police Command and some health officials have exhumed the corpse of singer Ilewa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. The singer died on September 12, 2023 and was buried in the Ikorodu area of Lagos the next day. His death had an excited outcry from his fans, who had since taken to the streets in Lagos, Ogun State and other parts of the country, urging the police to fish out his killers after his death. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Ebetokun, ordered a forensic investigation to unravel cause of the death. Following the IGP's directive, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Idowu Owuhunwa, placed a 10-man team, including a pathologist, to exhume and investigate Mohbad's death. Omo Owuhunwa, who led the team to the site, is also expected to visit Mohbad's father at his Ikorodu residence. Lagos State Police Command Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed the exhumation on Thursday. I don't have touch in here. Majority Leader, Katsina State House of Assembly and the immediate past NNPP chairman in the state, Sani Liti Yankwani, has advised Northerners not to blame the Bola Tinubu-led federal government for their political misfortunes barely 4 months in office. Yankwani gave the advice in an exclusive interview with Trust TV News in Katsina. Abdullahi Ahmadi completes the report.
Sani Yankwani was reacting to accusations of lopsidedness in political appointments by President Tinubu, saying it is unjustifiable at this point. The politician said the 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari as Nigeria's president rewarded the northern region's support with abject poverty, political divisions, and failure in all aspects of socio-economic development.
We Northerners, we should stop blaming Tinubu's administration for now, because he inherited a failed state under the leadership of our son, Muhammadu Buhari. So it will only be fair that we should blame our son for the failures, for the actions or his inactions, where it becomes necessary for him to act. He refused to act. We found ourselves in a very serious situation in the north. We are in serious trouble, disaster in the north. No employment, no security, no food, hunger, diseases, no social services, backwardness in education. So we have a lot of problems.
Sani Liti Yankwani said that Northerners need to play their card with caution, believing that President Bola Tinubu will not betray the region.
I advise that we should be diplomatic. We should approach him diplomatically. We should put sense into our people. Let them not attack Tinubu. We should attack our person, our son, in person of President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president. We should engage Tinubu's administration in dialogue. We should go to him. We should present him our numerous problems and our agenda for the northern Nigeria.
President Tinubu is accused of favoring members of his ethnic group from Lagos and Southwest with strategic appointments in the financial and security sectors. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has postponed the 293 meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC. No reason was given by the Apex Bank, which made the announcement in a release by the CBN spokesman, Abdul Mumin Isa. Issa said a new date will be communicated. The MPC, which was scheduled for Monday and Tuesday next week, will have afforded the committee the opportunity to review the hawkish interest rate position of the CBN amidst growing inflation concern. Analysts expect the meeting to also serve as a validation session, as President Bola Tinubu has named new governor and deputy governors for the bank, awaiting confirmation by the Senate. It is unclear if the leadership change at the bank is the cause of the postponement. Last week, Tinubu named Yemi Cardoso as the new CBN governor and Sani Ahmed Dattijo, Nana Osoro, Philip Ekeazo, and Bala Mbello as deputy governors. Now, away from Nigeria, the coup-toppled president of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, has appealed to the West African Bloc's court to free him. His lawyer said on Wednesday, Bazoum was overthrown by the military on July 26 and has been detained at home with his wife and child since then. He filed a lawsuit with the Court of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on September 18th, invoking his arbitrary arrest and violation of freedom of movement. Apart from slapping hefty sanctions against Niger, ECOWAS has warned that it could intervene militarily in Niger if diplomatic efforts to return Bazoum to power fail. Niger's coup took place in a region wrecked by an insurgency following overthrows in neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso. If the court rules in favor of Bazoum, Niger has the legal obligation to execute the decision, Dagny said. Niger's coup leaders have declared their intention to prosecute the democratically elected Bazoum for high treason and undermining internal and external security. And with that, we have come to the end of the Trust News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching and bye for now.